Hi, I'm Rimvidas and I'm a co-founder of busyflow. busyflow is a workspace that integrates your web-based productivity and collaboration apps, and it makes your tools work together. Let me start by introducing you to our team. So I'm really happy to work with these people because, like Ignas, who you see here, he's like code magician. You just tell him the feature and it's there. Ignas is an awesome designer, and Yaro is a great business guy. He's at the moment in Silicon Valley raising funds. And yeah, so before I continue, can I ask a few questions? Who of you are using web-based productivity collaboration tools like Dropbox, Gmail, Google Calendar, Evernote, and things like that? Okay, so almost all of you. And who of you use more than one such tool? Okay, well, yeah, more than one. So in our previous startups, we were using a lot of these tools because they're really great for their specific areas. But there's one problem. So let me give you an example of how I prepared this presentation. So first I found a task in my task tracker. I downloaded a file from Dropbox, I uploaded it to Google Docs to edit. When I finished, I posted a message in Yammer. I went back to edit after I got feedback. I edited again. I posted it on Google Calendar, and I had to check the task is finished. And then after I finished this presentation, I'm going to tweet about it. So just for this simple task, I spent almost 10 minutes just switching between these apps and between these different interfaces. But that was just one small task. And you have to do many tasks each day. And what if you're working with more than one project? What if you're working with many projects that use different tools and you have to switch between them? So the problem is that with these tools, you can't see the whole project status because it's distributed between different apps. And it's very difficult to move data because they're in like silos separated between them. And also, it's even more difficult when you have to switch between these projects. Wouldn't it be nice if you could create links between these applications and make them work somehow together? Creating a single workspace. So that's why we're creating busyflow. And busyflow creates two-way connections between your apps, and you keep your existing data where it is, and you still keep your tools. And you actually preserve your workflow. You don't need to relearn everything. And now you have everything in one window instead of these 6 different apps that you had to use, and maybe more than 8 tabs that you had to open in your browser. And in just 2 months of hacking, we already released a closed beta version. So if you're interested in checking it out, just drop us a note on Twitter. So how much will it cost you? Well, we're going to have premium business model, which means that if you need just a couple of tools and just a few projects, it will be free. You can enjoy it all for free. But as your projects grow, as you have more tools and it becomes more complex, maybe more workers, like team members, then we'll start charging a small monthly. And of course, the second source of revenue is affiliation programs with tools that we integrate, where they would pay us a share of attracting them paying customers. And in fact, we already are making a few deals like this. But that's not it. We're going to have, our big vision is to have a market for productivity apps where you can find everything in one single place. You can choose all the apps you need and you can integrate them together and get the most of it. And it's also easier for the developers because they only need to integrate with one app and get access to all these other great apps. So the market is definitely ready because everything's moving to the cloud. And people love these tools and they are growing. So it's time to make it even more useful and make us even more productive when using these tools. So busyflow is about making you more productive by integrating your tools into a single workspace and making tools work together. So vote for us, and thank you for your attention.
So, do we have any questions? Tara, you were late for the judging panel, so your first question.
Sorry.
Yes.
So I love this idea. It was actually something many years ago. I've been working, with startups who are looking to use really inexpensive collaborative apps online. And I actually worked for a stint at Intuit. And this is what I wanted to create. Now, Intuit's a big organization that moves like molasses. So I'm really glad to see it happening. Your developer environment, how does one go about getting their collaborative, their Enterprise 2.0 app onto busyflow? Did you have a good developer environment already set up?
What exactly, what kind of...
Do you have a developer network that, say I have a Enterprise 2.0 tool that I'm doing an email service that I want to get it integrated in here.
Okay, so if you're developing the app, right? If you're the developer of a new app, so we're going to have an API where you can integrate with some common framework, and then which has access to all those. So you have interfaces to all these other apps. You know what emails can do, you know what task trackers can do, etc. And so you can just tell what access you need to these tools and what access you give to them.
Great. Yeah, I think that your developer environment is going to be a key to your success. As fast as you can get as many cool apps on there as possible.
Someone from my side?
Yeah, I'll give it a try. You said in just 2 months of hacking, those words were selected carefully, I'm sure. My guess is some of these apps want to work with you, but a number of them probably think that you're the competition. And so thus the choice of the word hacking, and the miracle worker over here is hacking it. But what's happening with the collaboration? Because that seems to be the key to your success, is that for them to help you be successful, and I'm not sure they want to.
We're already making a deal with Pivotal Tracker. If you know, we have a preliminary deal with Nosby. So there are many tools which are, we're not competing directly, because maybe in some sense we're competing with these ready-made solutions which have their own tools. It's like Basecamp, Audio and stuff. But we're not competing with Pivotal Tracker, because we're helping them. So in fact, they even want to help us and post messages on their blogs, and they're using our beta version. So with most of the tools, it's good for them because they get extra features. They get customers.
Okay, we've run out of time for more questions.
Last question.
We have one.
Last question.
Short, please.
I would ask for a competitive advantage after, let's suppose the other players really would like to move also into this integration area. So what would be a competitive advantage to protect against the others? What would be the value you create?
I think that when they try to do this, I think they will realize how hard it is. Because it's really difficult. Like even Google APIs are really difficult to manage. They break all the time. So we have a really strong technical people. That's one thing. We have a lot of experience with this kind of stuff. And there's not a single project which is really direct competitor with us in the sense that we pose ourselves in the market.
Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.